Hello, Mr. Chair, Vice Chair, Commissioners, and members from the public tuning into this presentation. This is Daniel Hauk, Associate Planner with the City of Oxnard Planning Division, and I will be presenting on PZ 23-200-01, which is the appeal of the Community Development Director's decision to approve a development design review permit for the recently approved The Point Apartments. This is at 2801 North Oxnard Boulevard. The request is to construct a 4-story, 280-unit apartment building on a 4.85-acre site. This includes 280 units total, mixed between studio apartments, 1-bedrooms, 2 and 3-bedroom units. There'll be 42 affordable units total. There's also private open space for residents and a centrally located 5.5-story parking structure with 490 parking spaces, as well as hardscape and landscape improvements. This was filed by Ann Walsh of Shea Properties. So as I said, the subject site is 2801 North Oxnard Boulevard. As you can see here, that is located in River Park in the north end of the city limits, just north of Highway 101 on Oxnard Boulevard, which is across from the collection. Here we have the zoning maps. On the left, the general plan land use designation, which is commercial regional, and on the right, we have the zoning designation, which is split. Or you could say it's 2 designations, which are residential very high and commercial regional, both coming from the River Park specific plan. Here's a table of the zoning, which includes what I've just said, as well as the surrounding land uses, which we have a lot of similar uses. Those are residential apartments, the collection, as I said, which is commercial. We have commercial to the south as well. The background for this is that first, the River Park specific plan was adopted by the City Council back in 2002. There's been numerous amendments to that plan. One of these amendments expanded District C, which includes this parcel, by 280 residential units. So this those 280 units would be allotted through this project proposal if the director's decision was upheld. On May 28th, 2023 is when when the project was submitted. On December 17th is when the project was originally approved by the director. And then 10 days later, on the last day of the appeal window, December 27th of 2024, the appellant filed a timely appeal application with the city. So here's just a site plan of the project, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. As I said, it's a 4-story, 280-unit apartment building. This would be the ground floor that you're looking at with the courtyards, and it pretty much takes up that whole parcel. Here's elevations showing the architecture, the aesthetics, the colors. So this is primarily about the appeal, as the project was already approved. The appellant gave 1 grounds of appeal, which is as follows. I won't read it word for word, but summarize it. Essentially, what they are claiming is that the addendum and the FEIR that were done for River Park, as well as the amendment to the specific plan, they are saying that those are not adequate for this 280-unit apartment building, which is how we were able to move forward with it without doing a current environmental review when we originally processed the project. So the staff response to that is that, and this is just the background before I get into the response, but the River Park specific plan was analyzed originally in the FEIR from 2000, and that reviewed the potential environmental impacts There, as a result of that, there was 4 significant areas of impacts. As you can see, earth resources, mineral resources, water quality, agricultural resources, and cultural/historical resources. There have been 15 addendums since, and the last one was approved on in April of 2022 for the approved specific amendment. And within that amendment was the addition of the 280 units to District C. So within that addendum, this parcel was evaluated for 280 units of residential development. Now, to get into the actual response, building on that background, staff feels that the appeal lacks merit for the following reasons. The appellant never gave a specific reason why the FEIR and the addendums are no longer adequate. They have just claimed that they are not adequate. The appellant also did not challenge the CEQA nor comment on the project at any point within the project's processing until the project was already approved. So after the director approved the project, the next day is when I received the first correspondence from the appellant. The existing FEIR and the addendums covered the parcel for 280 units, which I said on the previous slide. And lastly, there has been no new information of substantial importance and no substantial changes to the project, as well as no significant increase in the severity of potential impacts, all of which could require major revisions to the past EIR. So without any of that, there is no need to make major revisions, as well as no need to do a project level EIR, which has also been requested by the appellant. This project is consistent with the general plan, which is urban village, as the urban village characteristics listed there about infill development and mixture of land uses, affordable housing, location on the corridor. That project does meet these characterizations, therefore compliant with the general plan. And then, as I've alluded to earlier, the 280 additional units in District C. This is just a chart showing those units that have been added to the different districts. So the environmental review, as I said a little bit earlier, was done through the FEIR in 2000 and the addendums that were following with the most recent one in 2022. The project has been publicly noticed in the newspaper as well as on site and mailed to property owners within 300 feet. Staff has not received any comments for this appeal. However, in the previous round, during the director hearing, there was 2 comments, one when the presentation was done and one after, and one of those was opposing the project as stated in the slide, and one was actually for the project. So here we have the staff recommendations, and staff recommends to the Planning Commission that the Planning Commission find the project be consistent with FEIR number 00-03 and subsequent addendums prepared for the River Park specific plan, and therefore exempt from further environmental review pursuant to sections 15-162 through 15-164, as well as 15-183 of the CEQA guidelines. And lastly, adopt a resolution denying the appeal and upholding the Community Development Director's approval of planning and zoning permit number 23-200-01, development design review permit, subject to certain findings and conditions, because the record shows that there is evidence necessary to make all of the findings required by Oxnard City Code. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you.